Welcome back to Chamber Exchange, a TV show. And in our final segment, we're looking to have a conversation with a couple of guests on an issue that impacts virtually everybody in every family, every business today, and that's the issue of opioids and how the issue of addiction and recovery is a challenge for many. And we've got two individuals who have been working in that space. First, Peggy Murphy, who is the co-founder and Director of Corporate Sponsorships for the Rally to Recovery. Welcome, Peggy.
Hi, thank you.
And Liz Armitage, who is the Marketing and Business Development Manager for Washburn House, which is a new addiction recovery program that's opened up here in Worcester in a former nursing home location. And you know, this is an issue that people can't hide from, and in fact, as I said, it impacts businesses as well as families and individuals. And at the Chamber, you know, we've hosted an event, a Chamber program on this, where we invited businesses to come to learn how to support families or support employees who are dealing with issues of recovery. So it's a really significant issue. And maybe, Peggy, you could start as to how you got involved with this issue, and then we can get into the Rally for Recovery.
Great. My son is 30 years old, and he's 2 years in recovery from the disease of addiction. Matt had a heroin addiction for 2 years, and it literally changed our lives. It turned our world upside down. And thankfully, we found an organization called Learn to Cope that has 28 chapters throughout Massachusetts and other places throughout the country. And they taught us they offer resources, education, and most of all, hope. It's a peer-led recovery group, so it's parents and loved ones coming together once a week in meetings, talking about what's working for them and what's not. And there is no right way with Learn to Cope to addiction. It's what you decide for your family. It doesn't have to be 12-step. What my husband and I found worked for our son is walking recovery with him, not enabling addiction, and that led for our family's choices to have Matt leave the home until he was ready for recovery. It wasn't as if we said, you're out on the street. It was home or detox and recovery. And luckily, through the support of so many people and so much resources with Learn to Cope, that's how we helped Matthew get where he is. You
know, it's such an important piece. I remember, you know, during my time as Lieutenant Governor and Chair of the Interagency Council on Substance Abuse Prevention, you know, have that support for families internally when they have a loved one going through this is incredibly important. And Liz, you know, Washburn House, you're working with the families, individuals, you know, obviously a growing need and a new opportunity or a new facility for people and families.
Right. Well, that's the thing. You know, there aren't enough beds. There can't be enough. And we opened this program. We've been open for just a very short time now, but we're providing a withdrawal management program, so where people can come in, they can really stabilize and begin their recovery, you know, in a comfortable place, get all the substances out of their system, and then they're able to go from there to our step down program, which is a CSS level of care, which is a clinical stabilization level of care. And what that entails is, you know, our clients are living with us full time, and they're really in a really structured environment. They're working in clinical groups, they're working in individual groups. You know, there's not really a lot of downtime spent because we want it spent, you know, working on themselves, rediscovering their best selves, and really working towards long-term sobriety. And it's not easy, and you know, it's a very isolating disease. And what we really try to do is let people know that they're not alone. We let families know that they're not alone. There's resources out there like Learn to Cope, because people don't know how to navigate the system. Right. They don't know how to figure it out. And I think it's so necessary for groups like that to exist, just to help people.
You know, and that was, you know, the point of one of our Chamber seminar series, hosting this event earlier this year, to try to get the word out to employers about the resources. And you know, I know, and maybe both of you could just talk about how this impacts businesses.
The latest studies from, I believe it's the American Association of Addiction Specialists, shows that annually businesses are losing $10 billion a year to lost productivity, whether that is the person with the disease of addiction that's working for them or the family dealing with it. I mean, you're taking time off for court dates, you're taking time off for many things, and that's one of the reasons why we're asking for corporate sponsors for our upcoming event, because it is affecting business, it's affecting lives, but it's also affecting businesses daily.
Right. And so let's talk about the event. So the Rally to Recovery. So what is it?
Rally to Recovery is a motorcycle rally. I don't ride. My husband and I started it with another couple, Tracy Wheeler and Bruce Feeney, and it's a way of giving back to learn to cope and thanking them and supporting them financially for everything they've done for all the families. It's an event that's hosted August 12th, and it's a motorcycle ride from Ware to Worcester, police escorted. So
from Ware, Massachusetts.
Ware, Massachusetts.
Worcester,
yeah, that gets a little confusing.
Yeah.
Police escorted, so you're just going through, and it ends at Gateway Park on the WPI campus. And really the most important thing I want to say about the event is there's going to be 40 resource people, not people, but 40 resource tables varying from Worcester's AIDS Project all the way to Washburn House and AdCare and Spectrum and
so 40 plus organizations that all provide support or opportunities for individuals or families. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, we should put you out there.
No, well, but I want to point out that there's a number of chamber member businesses that are supporting and sponsoring. I know Celtic Care, a health insurance provider, Spectrum.
Right.
You mentioned AdCare, being at the table, and Washburn House.
Yeah,
so.
and AdCare supports us by not so much with the table this year, but by allowing us to have our meeting there at 7 o'clock in Worcester on Thursday nights.
That's where you have the.
That's where our chapter
yeah.
Yes, but it's a great event. We're actually raffling off a motorcycle this year, a 2017 Indian Scout. Don't ask me any of the specs because I don't ride and I don't know. And we have a wonderful speaker. We actually have Dr. Ruth Pody, who's an board-certified addiction specialist, who just breaks it down so easily. She's got a YouTube that any family struggling with addiction should look at. Ruth Pody, Physiology of Addiction, will really explain the brain disease. And we have Jeff Hatch, who is a former New York Giant, talking about his journey to recovery. So we have a lot going on, great raffles, great food. We're being supported by businesses in Worcester for the food and many other things, and we'd love to have some more support.
WPI as well.
Oh, WPI is great, and Chartwell's for the food. So it's really going to be a fun day, and we'd love people to come. It's open.
Saturday, October 12th.
Yes, the doors, the gate opens at 11 o'clock, and the public is, and the public is invited to come, browse, talk to the specialists there. If you would like to join us for lunch, you get a wristband for $10. The raffle prize is 2 TVs, all sorts of things. It's a really great day, and it's about reducing the stigma because it's 6 degrees of separation.
Right.
Everybody knows somebody.
Right, right. And Liz, I'll give you the last word in terms of why Washburn is involved in helping with this effort.
It's about letting people know that there is help. You're not alone in this journey, and I work with other organizations too. It's just, we're here for you, we're here to help, and we're here to see you get better.
Right. Well, thank you to both Peggy and to Liz for being with us, and look forward to August 12th, the Rally to Recovery, celebration and a motorcycle ride, or a motorcycle ride followed, ending with a celebration. So,
can I plug our website?
Plug the website.
Okay.
I guess you're going to have the last word, Peggy.
How unusual for me. It's Rally, the number 2, recovery.com, and that will tell you where you can buy tickets for the motorcycle raffle and where it starts, where the rally starts, where the motorcycles lined up, and what's going on in Worcester. And
Great.
Thank you.